Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a 2021 limited edition of 10 pieces in grade 5 titanium from Bethune. This is the DB27 Titanhawk V2. So this limited edition, as you can see, with a green dial, a strap to match, and a slim 10.9 millimeter thick, 43 millimeter diameter case, includes lugs which are spring-loaded, variable geometry, and patented at full compression. They are 47.5. When fully extended, they are 50.5. Once upon a time, these were known as the short lugs when Bethune had various ranges available. They fit just about everyone with a 26 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The watch is surprisingly light, and what we'll do, because we often hear about the weight of, for example, the FP Journe aluminum and titanium sports watches, and Bethune makes so many titanium watches, it's worth checking out what the mass actually is. So if we were to eliminate the little, let me stop leaning on here. If we were to eliminate the little strap there, we would have 70.7. So this would be 70.7 if we were to eliminate the little tag. So in other words, just a little bit more than 2 ounces and a little bit less than 3 ounces for those of us in the old colonies. It's an easy watch to wear. You can see in grade 5 titanium with sapphire on both sides, very light, very comfortable. As you can see, the strap is brand new, so it hasn't been broken in yet. Once on the wrist, very easy to wear. Very thin. It'll easily fit under a cuff. It's thinner than you think it is. And with these shorter lugs, you can see the lugs are well and bore to the edge of my wrist. You could easily wear this on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. A couple of things to note. This is an unusual look for a Bethune strap, but we've got textile on the top, and then we have a gusset sewn in with calf skin on the bottom. Bethune and Jean Rousseau is the OEM supplier of straps to Bethune, so you see both of their names on the back. It's a substantial strap. You can see it's bolstered to give it some thickness with a folded edge and a monotone stitch. We've got a buckle in titanium to match the watch, and at Bethune, generally the design of the lugs or the case will echo the design of the buckle and vice versa. That kind of design parallelism is how they work. At La Bourson, they have a couple of different types of guilloche. Now, there's the traditional rosette type that you'll see on, for example, DB25s, but there's also microlight, which is this very narrow, closely spaced, fine engine turning. This is reductive. It's engraved on an engine, but it doesn't look like a Breguet-style rosette. You'll also see it on the dial, and of course, Bethune making cases, dials, and movements in-house, so there is consistency of the engraving throughout. The crown is a screw down, and it's a 30-meter watch, though not necessarily for swimming. The screw-down crown is more to prevent any interaction of the floating lug and the crown that could damage the stem tube assembly. Look closely now, and you'll realize that fundamentally you are looking at a monoblock case. As there's no separation between the bezel and the mid case, everything loads through the case back. Caliber Auto V2, you can see it's a rotor winding automatic, 60-hour power reserve, 30 millimeter diameter, and it's got a full balance bridge for shock resistance with Bethune's patented titanium and white gold balance wheel. That is the 2016 patent balance wheel. Bethune has at least 10 balance wheels patented. With each revision of the balance wheel design, the goal is to maximize the percentage of total mass in the rim, reduce the impact of temperature change on timing, and to the extent of possible, reduce the impact of aerodynamic drag on timing. It's a 4 hertz beat rate. You can see it also features Bethune's patented hairspring curve. And so Bethune takes the flat hairspring, cuts off the terminal coil, and then shapes it manually before micro-clamping it back on, creating a hairspring that is flat and shock-resistant like a flat hairspring and thin like a flat hairspring, but able to breathe concentrically like an overcoil. What you can see here is we actually have a lot of fired blue titanium here. All the blue you see is fired blue metal. And then we have the microlight engraving on it. You can see that we've got polished screws and then snailing across the bridges, which is a great look that I find a bit of a refreshing change of pace from Côte de Genève. You can see on the barrel there's solarization on the cover, and that we have beveling on the edge of the balance bridge. It's a great looking movement, and again, a 60-hour power reserve, fully visible. The Titanhawk V1 did not have a visible movement. The V2 does, so that's one way you can always tell them apart. Another way you can tell them apart, and we may as well wind this up to get it in action, but another way you can tell them apart is that the V2 features 3 hands with a running seconds hand, whereas the V1 has a somewhat odd pointer date that looks a little bit like a lunar module. So now you can see everything in action on the dial side. Very much like the DB28, but with the exception that the DB28 very rarely has solid dials. You can see the deltoid form at the center. It's inspired by a leaf that Denis Flageolet, the co-founder and watchmaking creative force at de Bethune, found while walking outside of his home in the hills around L'Auberson. It also symbolizes upward progress and ambition. If you look at the hands themselves, you could see that we have a polished counterweighted lancet-style seconds hand, and then we have media blast for these skeletonized hands that feature polished tips for the minutes and the hours. We have silver on green with a sort of sector outboard for the seconds and minutes, and then radially arrayed stylized silver Roman numerals for the hours, including a watchmaker's 4. And if you look, we have a really dished and deep dial that features different orientations of microlight, so a really cool looking watch. And because de Bethune is classicist, and back in the 18th and often 19th and early 20th century it was unusual to have a brand signature on a crown, there is no brand signature on this crown. Now, grade 5 titanium is always my preference if I have to have a base metal that's not somehow hardened, because grade 5 titanium is hypoallergenic and light the way grade 2 is, but it's also more scratch resistant than grade 2 titanium, and also more scratch resistant than standard watchmaking 316 and 904L steels. So in my experience, polished grade 5 is the base metal that is most likely to disguise and resist marks. And then finally, we have these little torpedo tips at the edges of the floating lugs, and that's the last styling vestige of the 2002 DB1 chronograph, the company's first product. Although not universal, these little ogival lug profiles in different sizes and shapes have been present on most de Bethune watches since the very first. So if you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.